Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And we're having coffee in my beautiful Turn Up the Love Life is Good mug. This was really more of a reminder to me this morning. It's been a frustrating, well, certainly yesterday. And I woke up still frustrated this morning and have had little things reinforce that frustration already. And I sat here before I came on and used the Pure Love and Joy tool and the gratitude tool to just bring myself back into a space of a little more peace inside, ease, less prickliness, edginess. Right before I came on, I knocked over this beautiful little bouquet that I created from my yard. Isn't she sweet? Those tulips, I'm going to turn the light down, are the most beautiful little tulips. I don't know what they're called. I got them on, at the end of the year sale. Planted them a couple years ago, but they last forever. And then this is a flowering plum from my yard. Smells good, but when I knocked it over, not only did I get water on the desk. I had to wipe everything up, but all the little blossoms from the plum just went over and they don't come off easily. That was just one of the things this morning that have already fueled the irritability from yesterday. Nothing digital wanted to work and everything was extra effort. And oh my gosh. But then at the end of the day, I got to watch my 7-year-old granddaughter play soccer and hang out. We took a drive through what in Boise is called the North End, which is the old neighborhood, lots of trees. We had the top down on my car. And, they're only old enough now for their mamas to be comfortable for them to be riding in a convertible. And of course, they love it. So I asked her, how would you like to go home? This way? She goes, which is longest? I said, you know what? There's nobody going to be home. Let's just meander through the neighborhood. And we did. We just drove around all these old houses and trees and just had a lovely time doing not a whole lot. And so, that was one way to kind of bring down the edginess, some lack of integrity from people I've been dealing with yesterday and the day before, and just really brought some irritability. And it came up for me to show me an area that I still had some issues with, because it's been real hard for me to let that go and give them the grace that they deserve and that I want to give them. So that's how my last day and a half have been. And it's been alternately frustrating and lovely. So here is the deal. The Flower of Life card wanted to come through. And the first card is more of a fall type, the kind of dead grasses. And, lots of different colors in that. And there's also beauty in those. And the card says merge. Allow your head and heart to meld together as you embrace all parts of you. And that, that includes the part that maybe doesn't always behave the way I would love for myself to behave all the time or to feel. I usually behave better than I feel sometimes. The marriage of ego and soul creates an expansion and awakening where your resistance to new ways of being and thinking dissolves. New ways of being and thinking. And what happens too is they will often, good morning, Julia, coincide and meet and clash. And so we want to accept the fact that we're not always at our best. We're not always peace, love, all that. Sometimes we're pissed off and we're irritable, and it is, and as we're being prompted to move into this new way of being and living in the world and living in our power, fully awakening to the truth of who we are, what we are doing, and how we get to do that, it gets uncomfortable at times. It gets prickly. The marriage of your ego and soul creates an expansion and awakening where your resistance to new ways of being and thinking dissolves, unveiling the love and truth of you. Just for today, start from where you are and choose to feel the best you can in every moment. And so, I teach that tool, shedding pure love and joy and the power of gratitude. And I went to that to use it. I really had to, because it's just taken such a hold of me, this irritability. And I don't want to go through today with that. I've got things I want to do outside. And, so working with the tools you have and using them. You can wish and hope and whine that things change, or you can take active steps in that. The next card that came up in this part of the reading was the Ace of Raphael, a positive new emotional experience, deep and lasting spiritual insights. And so this goes right along with it. If we choose to go into what we can use, we've got, I've taught several tools, and there are many things. Breath work is a hugely powerful way to shift your energy, and it's good for the body. And so, use the tools you have. Great morning to you too, Susan. And begin healing those areas that have come up for you to look at. And so the issues with the integrity issues with a couple of people yesterday showed me again where I needed to work on something. It was, what that integrity issue was about, showed me an area where it was like, oh yeah, that isn't resolved. There's that little pattern again that hasn't fully healed, or is another layer. Remember, everything that we do isn't going to happen. Everything we've worked on isn't all going to go at once. It will go, and then another layer will come up. So know that we will be a couple of issues, particularly in life, be working on things probably through most of our life. But that load gets lighter, the between times get longer, and the ease with which we release more of it increases. So we are going to have things come up over and over. You accept them, go, oh, there you are again. Aren't you sweet? Okay, what is here for me this time? And that's where, I will go after I'm done here this morning, as I'm out working in my yard, because I've got gardening stuff I want to do. And so the next card said, stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence. Claim your personal power. You are not under the circumstances unless you choose to be under the circumstances. This is the 7 of Gabriel. Claim your power. You have the ability to get out of the circumstances, but it is an intention. Again, we can whine and cry all we want. And, many times I will do that at the beginning of some things, like, oh, really? Are you kidding me? But then I go to, all right, because I want to move out of that area as fast as I can. I want to be in more fun, less disruption. I want to be in greater peace and ease in life. And so that's where I go. What is here for me? What can I grow with? Why did I bring this into my field? The next flower of life that came up was light worker. And I got to show you the other side. This is the cutest card. This butterfly on the flower, that beautiful flower, and that beautiful butterfly. You are a light worker. You are here to inspire and enlighten yourself and others to move from fear into love. This will be present always in all that you do. You don't have to figure out how you're going to do it, for you have always been doing it. Just being who you are. And again, sometimes, some of the greatest messages that have come through me have been at times when people came to me about something when I was kind of irritable. And so I exercised no filter in what I told them. An example, when I was in college, there was this kind of mousy little girl, and she excuse me, she was timid, and she was going into music to sing, and she couldn't sing. I mean, I was just like, oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's not what I talked to her about. She was a lovely woman, and she liked me. And this sounds so arrogant, but the truth is that she kind of bugged me because she was whiny. And one day she came to me. I'm going to give you the whole story because the caveat at the end is pretty fun. One day she came to me and she went, I don't think so-and-so likes me. And I was feeling somewhat irritable. And I looked at her and I said, why do you always go there? Why don't you just assume somebody likes you until you know for sure they don't? And she came back, she went, that was really wise. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going, well, thank you, God, for giving her the message without apparently my feeling behind it. Fast forward to the next year I went to college there. She had shifted her major into pre-med and chemistry, and she became my chemistry tutor. She was much more suited for that. Her whole confidence had shifted. It was really a lovely change in her, where she was then helping me as I had helped her. And the shift in her was lovely. But that being said, we're not always, even as light workers, way showers, seers, we're not always going to be the kindest, most gracious. Yesterday, I was not feeling gracious to these couple of people that had brought up this lack of integrity that they were exercising. So I'm inside myself. For me, I believe, because I have a great deal of integrity when I work with people, I think it is the subject with which this lack of integrity came about that is up for me again. So okay. You don't have to figure out how you're going to do and be this love, for you have always been doing it. As you allow light to illuminate your inner world, embrace and love all parts of you. You feel yourself shift from fear into love. Today, let us give great thanks to Mother Earth for the incredible privilege of being here. Through co-creation, we anchor our streams of consciousness into her for the joy of creating. And so, including Mother Earth, getting out, walking in the grass, whatever that looks like to you, is a great tool to help bring you back into balance. And that's where we really want to get balance and harmony within ourselves. The Seven of Michael, there's a better course of action available to you. This is speaking directly to me, because what I have chosen not to do with these people is opening up for me a different way to work with them, a way to help them, and a way to learn what, again, is up for me. There's a better course of action. Working alone may not be the best answer. So I have to look at that from a different point of view. Coming into community, I saw a post on Facebook this morning about on April 8th, an Amish sawmill burned to the ground. And by April 17th, it had all been rebuilt. And they show, all these people, well, men, because they're very much patriarchal society, but all these men working together to rebuild that, because that meant life to that family that owned that sawmill. And it was part of their community that they needed as well. If we can look past our own egos and allow the grace that we are given, number one, to be given to ourselves by us, and allow that grace to go out to others, then we truly are the lights that we wanted to bring, and we can create and form a community of co-creation, helping one another, respecting one another, loving one another, and allowing the differences that we all bring. I can guarantee you the mechanic for that sawmill, whatever those functions are that run the things, is probably not the same man that is building the building, because his expertise is in one area, their expertise is in another. And that is how we can co-create and allow our abilities and gifts to be upfront and center and utilized by the world. Everything happens, this is my motto, for a reason. I don't know what it says after that. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Everything happens for a reason, and it is always for my highest and best good. The recent difficulties, Julia, you pushed through a great deal to get what she needed to get in order to make her upcoming trip happen. It was not easy, but it was, it could have been the universe going, how much do you want this? It was also proof to her that you can overcome obstacles. You can sit back and go, damn, I can't believe, like I will do. Why does this have to be so hard? Other is, well, sometimes it gives you opportunity. And she absolutely found that in a trip she had to make, where there were just angels present, making the process that could have been very prickly, much easier. And partly is because of her sweet energy that was going out. So she was sharing, they were sharing, and what got done happened with much greater ease and absolutely on time for when she needed it. So just because things are less than easy does not mean that they are not for our highest and best good. They are usually more so for our highest and best good because we focus on it. So what does that look like for you? I still have one remaining space in this retreat. If you've been thinking about it, there is a scholarship available for that. Please reach out and let me know, and we are happy to include you. It will be epic. It's going to be a blast, and it's going to be life-changing. If you're interested, reach out to me, and we will see what we can do. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Friday in spring. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.